Hey, fifth graders, welcome back to another The Math Show with Miss Condry. All right, today as you are working, let's not forget about our classroom norms. Have a positive attitude, be respectful, keep trying even when it's hard, and remember the word yet. These are all really important, especially as we head into June and you probably get more and more tired of doing math at home. So I just want to encourage you to keep up the hard work. You're doing a really good job. And you might want to go grab a paper and pencil for today's lesson so that you can copy things down or take notes or do what you need so that you remember some of these things. So today we're going to be working through one of the pages in this packet, or talking about one of the pages in this packet. We're going to be talking about the page that says multiplication, round, and check. Okay, so our learning target today is I can round numbers to get an estimate. So we're going to round the numbers, then we're going to estimate the answer. And then you also need to check your estimate with the standard algorithm. Okay, so we're going to review the steps for the standard algorithm for multiplication. The nice thing is that your parents know this strategy. So I might use a little bit different language than they do, but they know all the steps, and so you can ask them for help, and I'm sure they would be happy to help you. All right, so we're going to take a look at a sample problem. 37 times 124. Oops, can't see that very well. Okay. 37 times 124. And the first thing that we need to do, that we're going to be doing on this workbook page, is you need to round the numbers and then estimate. So I'm going to round each factor. So 37, I can round that to the, if I rounded it to the nearest 10, 37 is closer to 40 than it is to 30. So 40 times, and I'm going to round the 124 to the nearest 10 as well. And since that 4 is less than 5 ones, then we would round it to 120. Okay, so far so good. And then we're going to estimate by using our rounded numbers to get close to what the answer should be around when we solve it down here. Okay, so I know 4 times 12 is, let's see, 4 12s is 48. So then if I multiply it by 10, that's 480, and multiply by 10 again, that's 4,800. So I should get an answer that's close to 4,800. It won't be exactly 4,800, but it will be close. Okay, so now I'm going to review the steps for the standard algorithm for multiplication. Off to the side here, you'll see I wrote down tens and hundreds because I want to be thinking about tens and hundreds. So instead of calling this 100, I want to think about it as 100. Or as this as 20, I want to think about it as 2 tens. Okay, 7 ones, 3 tens. Okay, and that's going to help me with my multiplication here. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to multiply 7 times 4. Hopefully you have a strategy. I'm going to use a double strategy because 4 is double double. So I can do 7 times 2 is 14. And then I can double that, and that's 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. I'm going to write the 8 ones right here. And then I'm going to bring the 2 tens up here to add to my next product. Okay. The next thing I do is I multiply the 7 ones by these 2 tens, and I know 7 times 2 is 14. So that's going to be 14 tens plus 2 more tens. 14 plus 2 is 16. Okay, so I'm going to write the 16 right here. I'm going to carry that 16 tens, I'm going to carry that 1 from the 16 tens up here of the next step. And then I need to do 7 times this 100. And 7 times 100 is 7 hundredths, plus another 1 would make it 8 hundredths. Okay, So far, so good. All right, so that's the first step. I'm going to do the next layer in red so you can see it. I've already used those, so I'm going to cross them out so I don't use those again. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to cross off the 7 ones because we've already multiplied the 7 ones by the whole 124. Okay, and now I want to multiply these 3 tens by 124. So I'm going to start, well, since we're moving into the tens place, I know if I multiply 3 tens by any number, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be a 0 at the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a 0 in the ones place right there because I know no matter what, it's going to end in a 0. So I'm going to do 3 tens times 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to do the 2 right here in the tens place. And then I'm going to carry the 1 above the next digit that I'm going to multiply by. Whoopsies. Okay, so now I have to do 3 tens by 2 tens and then add 1. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That's going to be in the hundreds place. And then I need to multiply this 3 tens by the last digit, which is a 100. 3 times 100 is 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. I'm going to write the 3 in the thousands place. Okay? All right. Some of that language can get a little bit tricky, but I'd encourage you to try using the language of the tens and the hundreds and the ones because it keeps you grounded in what you're actually doing and making sense of it. All right. The next step I have to do now is to add those two totals up. Okay, getting a little crooked here. 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 2 is another 8 tens. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry that 1. Plus 3 is 4. Now I got the answer 4,588. Now I can look back and what was my estimate? My estimate was 4,800. That's not that far off. So really when I rounded those two numbers and then I estimated, it gave me an answer that was really close to what the answer was. That way if I made a mistake in my standard algorithm, I can know because my answer wouldn't make sense. All right, so 37 times 124 is 4,588. All right, I would encourage you to watch this again, especially if you get stuck on some of those steps. Remember to save any questions you have for our Teams meeting next week, or you can call me anytime. All right, good luck, everyone.